Hello. Sorry. I know it's been I'm just trying to organize a couple of things. I am here. Sorry, I'm on SP time, spiritual people time. So I apologize for the slight delay. I just kind of had to get a couple of things in order before I go live so that way it's comfortable and we can kind of get ready. Anybody that is in here with me, I appreciate y'all being in here with me. I'm gonna just go ahead and continue and do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to make sure that I put out something for, on Instagram, basically make sure that I'm placing something out there so that way it kind of gives people, notification of what I'm gonna be doing and kind of clearing the space, cleaning up the space a little bit. So that way I can feel comfortable and focus and just kind of meditate, just get into the flow. You know what I mean? Make sure everything is comfortable and good to go. Because we're going to be asking some interesting questions, different things like that, pertaining to Vanessa and Kobe. And I wanted to wait to do this video for Vanessa and Kobe because there was a lot that was going on and I could kind of feel it, given the fact that, news just recently broke out about what happened with the exposure of Gianna and Kobe's remains. And I found that to be I just kind of knew dealing with this situation, I just felt as if it's just way more nonsense than it needs to be. But that's what the media does. That's kind of how this situation plays out, to where we are dealing with a society where there's just limited sensitivity pertaining to death, pertaining to how we view certain things and different elements of exposure. And it's about basically just coming to a space of just trying to say what is acceptable for us, you know what I mean? How much is too much with society, and why does someone think it's okay to, take the legacy of a man and do their best to kind of degrade it to impress someone else? I just find that to be completely absurd, and just very disturbing, just to think that, that people have the audacity to do something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going through the process of finding cards that represent Kobe and Vanessa, basically. And I do want to share something, funny enough, because a lot of people were just like, oh, well, were you aware that that Kobe actually did some music with Brian McKnight and was a rapper or whatever? I was like, dude, I had no friggin' clue, no idea at all. And someone shared that with me and I was just kind of chuckling because I was just like, wow, that's so crazy, because he kept mentioning Brian McKnight to me for some fucking reason. Excuse my language, but yeah, for some reason. And I'm like, okay, let me just talk about Brian McKnight, love of my life, and dedicate that song to his wife or whatever. And then so it's kind of crazy, but it's the same night I went to sleep, and then I had a dream. I just want to share my dream really quick while I'm searching through these cards, because the more prepared that I am, it prepares me to kind of jump into whatever questions that you guys may have. So moving forward, I had this dream, and I had a dream about Kobe. And so basically, he's super tall, and it looks like he was in a classroom full of kids, I guess, kind of mentoring children. And he had this huge smile on his face, and he's just bright smile, just the same way that he was, very bright smile, very happy, go lucky energy. And he said to me, he was like, you know what's so funny? My wife actually has a collection of rhymes or little raps that I did back in the day, and it's hidden away in a vault, and he's just laughing about it. He's just cracking up about it because it's just something that he really thought yeah, I could do this. And now he's just kind of looking back at it I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe she's just gonna keep that hidden away someplace or whatever. So it was just really playful energy, and he just seemed to be in very happy spirits. You know, just very happy, and that made me happy. That made me happy to see him in a space of joy. You know what I mean? Just in a space of the fact that he is like working with children. That seems to be a very big thing for him. Like, it's like he was in a classroom full of children, and he was just so happy, and he was still talking about his wife. Like, he was still, you know, referencing his life in general and just being very happy about his life. And I felt like I wanted, you know, just to do my best to share that with you guys. And I tell people all the time, if you guys have dreams, you know, about any artist or basketball player or whomever I'm speaking about, I encourage people to share these dreams, because sometimes people go through different aspects of having dreams and they're not sure if it's real or if it's, you know, different questionings and stuff like that. I kind of hold it close to my heart and believe that that's divine intervention or divine spirit communicating with me, because there's no way that I'm sitting here talking about how I've never heard this man rhyme with Brian McKnight on a track, and then all of a sudden he's popping into my dreams that same night. Like, no, I'm sorry. I can't be convinced any other way. So I encourage you guys to definitely do that, to, you know, to share your dreams, to share your experiences with different people, so that way it will give them some sort of understanding and, you know, just like a way to heal. Like, that's the purpose of that, like to share your experiences with people, to find closure and to find healing on another level. So that's very important. So now let's go ahead and get into this reading. Now, I do remember Kobe Bryant's birthday. I know in the last video I done chopped up his date of birth, but I knew it. I just kind of said the dates wrong. So his date of birth is 8/23/78, I believe, and I believe I'm correct. And I know that his wife is Cinco de Mayo, but I can't recall the year. And it's like, I want to say 81 or something. I feel like that's like correct. So I'm just going to go with that. I'm just going to see, first of all, we're just going to focus on if he has any messages that he needs to relay to his wife, primarily, pertaining to any situations that are currently happening around his name, his daughter's name, his family, or what she is currently dealing with. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with this deck, the Oracle deck. So this is Vanessa. So she's like the woman holding a coin, man holding a coin, because we have Virgo energy, Taurus energy, okay? So I'm going to position the cards like this, so that way we can kind of get into, just kind of get into like what he needs to say and what his concerns are for his wife, different situations like that. And this is just to kind of, I feel like this is just like something that he needs to express, because usually I would just like leave certain things alone. But again, if I'm doing a second video, I'm gonna wait until, you know, the transition of, you know, the grieving process of going through, you know, mourning and everything else is kind of complete as a whole with that energy, because I know that a lot of people were focused on the Staples Center and the burial, and I just wanted to be, I like to be respectful of the energy before I continue to do a second upload for a video. That's just, I feel like it's just more respectful. All right, so let's see what we have. Wow, okay. So a couple of things that he wants to talk about is just a couple of her personal struggles that she seems to be dealing with. And it's very complicated because he knows that he's doing his best to send protective energy around her, Archangel Michael specifically, because she's dealing with a lot of hatred, a lot of jealousy, a lot of hurt that is coming from the media, even from people that that don't even know her and have the audacity to judge her after she loses her child and her husband. And so it's like a situation where I think that he's doing his best to like be very protective of that, and he's very much aware of that and wishes that he could like just be like just do more to send protective energy towards her because of so many people criticizing, so many people judging her, being envious of her. He's placing the garden and the gate in the subconscious mind. So this is a card where, again, it's about understanding that she is in this position of being in the comforts of her home, basically. And he's kind of indicating to me like she's maybe she's going through like this level of struggle with going outside, I feel like. Like it's just anxiety. I feel a lot of anxiety around the energy, like to where it's just like, I'm all they have left. Like I'm all they have left, and now all of this responsibility is on me, and I have to protect them. You know what I mean? I have to look out for them. I have to protect them. And I just think that it's a situation to where he's also trying to tell her that it's important that she opens up her mind, she opens up her crown chakra, and she trusts the guidance within her crown chakra, and knowing that that he's trying to connect with her spiritually. And this could be an indication through dreams, and also trusting her heart with that, like just trusting whatever messages that he has to say. But she seems to be like very, just like I said, a bit unsure. Like this person, has the comforts of their home, is kind of contemplating different aspects and is looking out into this hill. And this is kind of haunting her, is what he's saying to me. It's haunting her, like she wishes that she could do more. And he's, and I guess like she's just so concerned, like, are they okay? Is everything okay? Like, I can't, like trying to find them. Like, I don't know how to explain that, but that's just like in this space of constantly trying to find, look at that, like just constantly trying to find where they are. I like the garden, the Garden of the Gates card. Kobe and Gigi were buried in a garden with gates. Interesting. And I think maybe this is what it is too, just trying to connect with the daughter as well. So moving forward, this is just like more so talking about the action that needs to be taken. He's in full support of whatever action that she is down with. He knows that this is not an easy process for her going through this storm, is what he's saying, because there's so much controversy, so much, so much battle, so much of a battle that, that she's going through on her own. And I think that's why he's sending Archangel, like coming down as Archangel Michael to protect her, because this is not an easy process for her to have to deal with this. And see, what I kept feeling, especially when they were doing this whole situation with this man who is, releasing photographs to try to look cool, to impress somebody. I mean, she does her best within her own public image to remain poised and to remain calm, but you have no idea how much this woman is raging on the inside. Like, how this is just completely breaking her down on the inside. And I think that she does her best to kind of like deal with that on her own, away from her children, away from people, because she can't handle it. Like she can't handle it. It's like breaking her heart all over again. And she doesn't understand. She's like, why? I just don't understand why. Why is this happening? And just to put another thing out there, because I said in the first video something extremely important, and she is going to go full force, and I'm completely in support of her going full force with this particular situation. With these horses, it's kind of like it's kind of like the spiritual moving forward, and then you see the black horse is kind of like the manifested energy on the physical plane moving in a rapid speed into this aspect of the storm, basically. Tackling media, tackling the helicopter company, tackling all of these specific aspects of disrespect towards her husband and her child. You know, there's nothing in the world where I just can't understand people, because sometimes I think that they want me to talk about certain aspects of people's lives and bash them and do all of this other stuff. That's not my style, and if that's what you're looking for, you've come to the wrong channel. You can go to some other psychic talking that crap, because that's not the energy that I feel with this family. What I feel is that they've done everything that they can to raise their children, and that was their primary goal, is to take care of their family and to remain in a space to where they respected one another and loved one another, that they did everything that they could to show their girls what real love looks like, or to exude that presentation of what family looks like. And I commend both of them for that. So just to move forward, and again, just after I forgot, he's like, you forgot one thing. So it's just like talking about the helicopter, because a lot of people think, oh, well, why would she go after the helicopter company and sue the helicopter company? I'm like, why wouldn't she? Now they're finding different aspects with the helicopter, as I stated before, to where she's wanting answers, she's wanting more, but it's not enough. Even after she goes through all of this turmoil and fighting and litigation and, you know, people still trying to fight over the name, she's going to be triumphant, is what it's showing me. The cornucopia is showing me that she will be triumphant in this aspect. And it's going to be a situation to where, you know, she is putting the forces of her husband, or bringing the forces of her husband into herself, and like trusting that he's guiding her, you know, even though she's wanting more, you know, she's expecting more. She's wanting more confirmation, but he's like, I'm here, I'm working with you, I got you, like, I got you, we're gonna work on this together. Let's see, I just wanna look at a couple of things really quick pertaining to how she is feeling. And I believe, if I'm correct, I think the year for Vanessa is 82. I think I'm probably like a year off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on using these cards. Here we go. So again, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles for Kobe, Vanessa. Gotcha? All right. So I'm just gonna ask, how is she coping with everything? What is her mood? What is her state of being? And what do the guides have to say to her about how to move forward with this process? And this is very painful for her. Keep in mind, people lose people on a regular basis, but nobody has any awareness of how it feels to lose someone on a grand public scale, okay? And that's the reason why I just feel like, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, this is like idolization or whatever. No, this is just about compassion. You understand? This is about having human compassion and being in a space of understanding that no matter what race you are, what class that you're in, you know, what kind of status that you think that you are accompanied in life, it's about compassion. It's about knowing that we all suffer the same way. We all go through heartache and pain in the same fashion. We go through struggles in the same fashion. All right, so I'm just gonna shuffle one more time. All right, so let's see. Alrighty. So basically, I'm going to show you Vanessa right here, okay? There's a couple of situations that are being placed in the root. She's showing me the Five of Wands. Again, the struggles dealing with the outside world, even internal conflicts within her own family. It's showing me the Ten of Cups in the past, showing me happy family, struggling and trying to cope with the fact that she feels like she has lost that aspect or it's incomplete on some level. But also feeling that there's some sort of internal conflict within her own family, even dealing with Kobe's side of the family. It just seems to be a bit stressful, basically. And it's not necessarily it doesn't have anything to do with her per se, but again, with the position of dealing with jealousy and dealing with envy and dealing with entitlement, it seems to kind of just get out of hand, and people are like secretly wanting to, again, attack from all sides. I just keep seeing legal battle from all sides, within family, within the media, within companies. It's just very overwhelming for her, is what she's showing. She keeps thinking about Gianna. She's showing me Gianna. She's like, I keep thinking about my babies. Like, she's showing me Gianna and Kobe. This is her baby. She's like, I can't stop thinking about my baby. Like, I just can't get, I just need to know that she's okay. And she's been seeking, she knows that there's like a lot of different things that are being revealed to her. And this is in the situation, the Moon card. I think that she's been doing her best to attempt to manifest her family, Gianna and Kobe, in dreams. Or it's a situation to where if she does dream, it's like very quick, and she wants it to last longer. And it's very, oh my God, I feel like crying right now because it's like, I feel her emotion. It's like she knows that she has to wake up, basically. She knows that she has to wake up and, you know, take care of her three girls on this side. But there's a part of her that wishes that she could sleep longer so that she could find them. It's so hard. She wants to find them. That's what I keep feeling. She just wants to find her baby. She's like, I want to find my baby. I gotta find my baby. I have to find, I gotta find them, or I just want to dream about them more, or I want them to stay longer, you know? It's a hard situation for her to really cope with. This is something that she is suffering with internally within herself. Uncovering a lot of different secrets, uncovering a lot of different information that she's personally looking through, just looking through different records, looking through different information. And it's like a struggle for her, because I kind of feel as if like she's showing me that her husband, funny enough, like Kobe, when it comes down to certain business situations or going through any type of legal battles, it's not to say that he didn't share certain aspects with her. I just don't think that he shared all of the stressful things with her. Stressful, threatening things with her, and she's very much aware of that now. And it's just hard. It's very difficult. Like it's a huge burden that she's taking on for herself. But I will say that for the sake of her family and wanting to be with them, and she's wondering when will they come back? When will they see me? When, you know. And I just keep getting the sense that within a month that it's going to be a little bit more clear, that things will be a little bit more clear, that she will find more balance within her home. The Four of Wands is talking about prosperity, and it's an aspect of trying to move into a position to where the Six of Swords is there, to where she feels as if like she can have it's like, yes, there's the physical saying goodbye, but she wants to have that in her dreams, or she wants to know that they're okay, like on their journey. The Chariot card is kind of like pushing her forward towards, you know, the own personal successes or the own personal legacies that are left behind for her husband and her daughter. And she's also looking into this situation dealing with the helicopter very, very deeply, very closely. She's eyeing it very closely. Funny enough, just recently, someone, I believe it was like in the news to where it was mentioned that the actual helicopter didn't have a specific function in the helicopter itself, to where I guess it has some sort of warning system, I believe. And this particular warning system is supposed to kind of detect like how, if someone's flying too low or someone's flying too high, or, whatever the situation may be. And for whatever reason, it makes no sense, because this particular, installation is supposed to be in planes, and it just makes no sense. It just makes no sense whatsoever that this aspect of this function was not in there. And yes, on top of that too, funny enough, it doesn't have a black box. And the reason why I understand, and trust me, I know somebody's also mentioning Sloan Bella. I love Sloan Bella. I do. I love her so much. I think she's a phenomenal psychic. I think she's amazing. I just kind of feel like, and even if some people are saying that this is like some sort of magnetic pull, hey, it is what it is. But for my own personal belief and the way that I feel, and I'll ask about this again. Let me just ask about this situation again. That's not how I feel like, yes, that there was a level of manipulation when it comes down to this helicopter. But I just kind of feel like there was something that impacted the helicopter before it crashed, and I'm just going to leave it at like that. I really do. Wow. Okay. So it's like, look at here. This is crazy. It's like I'm splitting the deck, right? And it's just so weird because this card is like coming upside down as soon as I split the deck. It's unbelievable, dude. And it's like I turned all these cards are upright and everything. They're all turned upright and whatnot. This is the only one after splitting the deck that's basically faced the opposite direction of all of the 77, all the other 77 cards that are upright. I'm gonna put this back in here. And we're gonna see if this comes up, because I'm not playing games today. Like, I just kind of feel like people question so many things, and it's like, even if you give people proof, you give people things on the news, everybody's like, oh, everything is not a conspiracy theory, or everything's not like this, or it's not like, not like that. And you do everything that you can to kind of question life, because it's like, everything is not as it is. And I just kind of feel like when people say, oh, no one should worship false idols, right? And I'm not looking at it as a situation and pertaining to Kobe. I'm actually looking at this from a situation pertaining to society worshiping false idols in the media, because they're so confident and comfortable with what is actually being given to them and not questioning anything for themselves. And I find that to be a bit crazy. You know what I mean? I just find it to be a little strange that people don't actually use the aspect of common sense to to explore what all of this means, to question anything for that matter. And I just want that to be something that people think about. I want that to be something that people think about all the way. Y'all keep playing with me. I'm gonna tell you right now, Spirit don't play no games. This is me focused on Kobe again, okay? Here we go. Here he is, showing me the full card, okay? These things are, it's like having the intuition of not knowing where things are going, but knowing that regardless of what it is, I'm going to follow my destiny anyway, no matter what people throw in my path. I'm going to follow my destiny, okay? He's showing me this aspect of coming together in partnership, wanting to focus on business deals. It's crazy because someone was questioning the fact that, they were so focused on, like saying, oh yeah, well, he was on his way to a basketball game. I understand that, yes. And keep in mind that Black Mamba and all of those things pertaining to basketball, charity, that's all his business. That's still his business. But there was something else that was released as well, that talked about the fact that he was actually going to meet with someone after the game and actually draft business deals and actually come into a new level of partnership with someone and helping them with contracts. Okay? He was extremely busy that day. He was showing me that he had a lot of things to do that day, that he had a lot of different burdens, a lot of different things that were going on that day, is what he's explaining to me. He is in a space of showing me the 7 of Cups in the situation. And again, this is like choking me up. A little choking me up, because this is getting sentimental. Having regret, like saying, I'm sorry. And I guess he's saying he's sorry to his wife, to his family, because it's hurt them a lot. And he's like, I wish I made a different choice, I made the wrong choice. And it's like he's taking on that burden himself, taking on the burdens of the stresses himself and feeling helpless. So I really feel for him. I really do. Y'all keep playing with me. I'm gonna show y'all now. This is where the fun stuff is about to come in. Here we go. Tower card. The Tower card, let me explain something to you about the Tower card, okay? So the Tower card itself is primarily focused on Mars, energy, a disruption, a tragedy, an attack, unseen forces. This is what this Tower card represents. Mars energy, deliberate energy. They said here's what it's showing me. The 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This is about money, greed, trying to ruin someone's reputation, trying to tarnish the greatness of who they are. No one, see, this is the magic of, he's like, so this is the magic of Kobe, okay? This is the beautiful magic of Kobe. And it's not to say that he didn't embrace being a Black man or anything like that. He absolutely embraces it 100%. But in American culture, there was a way for him to transcend this aspect of just being a Black man. He was a man. He was a powerful man. He was a celebrated man. He was an important man. Everyone loved him, okay? For the most part, the general public loved him. But for people that probably were billionaires, have a little bit more power, this was about envy. This was about trying to destroy him. How many times did we look in the news and they were constantly trying to bring up his personal downfalls to try to corrupt the legacy that he left behind. This is what this is about. Attempting to destroy the legacy that he left behind. Attempting to destroy whatever plans that he had to help. Look at that, unexpected explosion to Uranus and Mars. You're absolutely right, girl. And what did I say? What did I say? I shuffled up this deck and I put this card at the bottom of the pile, okay? This was at the bottom of the pile, shuffled up the deck, and I turned over a total of 9 cards. And this is the final card. I don't know how many times I need to show y'all this. Come on, man. Y'all gotta wake up. I hope that people are starting to wake up. Because you have to understand, this is about energy. This is not about the negativity. This is about how this man left a positive influence for men of color, for all men, for that matter, to follow, to appreciate, to overcome their own personal strifes and struggles and still be supported by family, to still be supported and to be loved, and to focus on the aspect of family and togetherness. Okay? Now I know, listen, I've seen comments to where people say, oh, well, they have their own personal opinions about, the situation of who he chooses, to love. And I personally feel like that's just the most ignorant thing ever. Just even dealing with the aspects of the disagreements that he had to struggle with his own parents. It's very hard. Feeling as if someone that you love is being rejected, and you feel like this person is a part of you. Keep in mind that his moon was in Taurus. She's a Taurus. You know what I mean? He's like, this is my moon. This is my light. This is the woman that I love. And keep in mind, she's a brown woman. She is a Spanish woman. She's a Mexican woman. We are people of color. So how is this any different? Like, it's just like kind of like looking at myself and saying, oh, well, I'm supposed to just like reject I know I'm black. Like I 100% am down with that. But this light skin ain't come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? The Native American and the Spanish and the white and all that other stuff that's mixed up in here. You know what I'm saying? I have to accept that. But you're trying to tell me that we as black people have the audacity to turn around and to have a prejudiced heart when it comes down to people and what a black man chooses to love against another, Hispanic woman. We are people of color. We are all one. I can't understand it. Before Christopher Columbus came to the United States, do you know that there were American Indians and black people living in unity? So it's kind of interesting. It's like how history kind of repeats itself, because back in the ancient times, a relationship between Kobe and his wife would have been very normal. It would have been like, whatever, great. Everybody would have been going back to huts and living happily ever after. This would have been normal. But this is the social conditioning to where we have been brainwashed so much to actually not only perceive what we should know from our own personal history, but we've taken on the adaptability of what industrialized colonialism has taught us. I have to phrase this appropriately, because he's like, let the words come. He's like, let it come. So please, I don't know how else to say this. You understand what I mean? And especially for a Spanish woman, and bringing in gorgeous, beautiful little black babies, okay? Mixed babies, they're mixed or whatever, but people perceive them as little black girls. You understand? I'm just saying it like this. I'm not going to say that everybody's going to know what it feels like to be black 100%, but people are going to know what it feels like to be discriminated as a Hispanic person, or as, whatever person that they are. And even if they have children that may face that type of discrimination, and they see that certain aspects of privileges that are granted to so many people that people take for granted, of course they're going to fight for that. They're going to want to fight for that for their children and understand that struggle. So I just wish that you guys would just be very, just very mindful of that. You know what I mean? And because I'm just so tired of people saying so many evil things about about shit that they just don't know, that they have no idea what the hell that they're talking about. You know what I mean? And it's about educating yourself. Try to educate yourself and realize, why should you feel so insecure about who somebody else is loving? And if you are a black woman, I'm going to say this to you. Yes, you are the first creator. You are the first being. You are everything. And that shouldn't have to take away your own purpose in what you are able to create on this planet, because you've made the human race. So why should you be so concerned about who the next man is loving when you should be happy for that blessing that somebody is actually finding love, and that this person is still a person of color and is still a person of greatness, no matter how they find love for that matter. But that would in turn actually probably bless you instead of being a hating ass bitch. So that way you can find the man of your motherfucking dreams. So don't count out your blessings and judge other people. Anyway, let me get back to the subject at hand. All right, quit playing with me, y'all. Quit playing with me. This was a deliberate strike, okay? The devil is alive, and the devil look red and clammy as hell in the motherfucking sun, and don't tan at all. And this is what I'm saying, targeting a man because of his success, targeting a man because he was bold and didn't care. And it's not to, you have to understand, this is an aspect of, you have to look at it, he's like, they're not seeing it from the social construct of the way that I'm sending this message to you. So I want you to do your best to explain this to them. And I'm gonna do my best to do that. People, it's no longer, he's like, this right here, this is no longer a part of, this is no longer a situation to where you see racism and power and money and control and elitism attempting to use the thought process of Albert Pike and to use the foundations of how people built success off of black people to polish monuments and to polish their perfect arenas with adoring fans that adore us. But God forbid that you actually build the strength and the courage to actually fight for something that matters for your own people, for women, for your daughters, for people that struggle to find their way in athleticism, in goodness, in community. They have found another way of producing. This is going to be hard for me to say this. He's like, just say it. It's like I feel him putting his hand right here, like, it's okay, just say it. This is an aspect. They don't lynch people in the street like they used to no more. They have found other ways to do it. That's heavy. That's real heavy. That's some heavy, that's so heavy. I hope that you guys can understand that. Please understand that. And it's no disrespect. You understand? I'm not trying to, this is very serious. This is very serious and this is very delicate. But I'm speaking on this from a space to where this needs to be talked about. This, you know, it's not all about conspiracy theories and things like that. It's like, imagine that you have people, right? You and people talk about, oh, well, he 666 and all this other stuff. It's so crazy how people, he's like, it's so funny how people are so afraid of their own melanin. He's like, it's crazy how people are like completely terrified of their own fucking melanin. Like, it's unbelievable how people are terrified of their own power. And they willingly give that power up because of some anti-establishment that tells them to be afraid of themselves. What sense does that make? That makes no sense. No, I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to embrace all of it, the negative connotation behind it, because even when people are putting out the negative connotation and saying, oh no, I'm not going to do that and I'm not going to do this, I'm going to use it to my greatness. And that's going to piss. It's going to piss a lot of people off, but I don't care. How are you afraid of yourself? And then you have the audacity to give your own power and your own creativity and your own carbon to people that can't stand you because they know that you have a God force inside of you. Help me to understand that. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask questions, because I know I'm 45 minutes into this session. Let me put my plug in really quick, since I'm currently, in the process and I need like a little break. So I'm just going to show you guys. I'm actually going to get a custom fit for this really soon. So this is Crumb's Art. Check out Crumb's Art. Got my little shirt right here, Queen Prodigy. All right. Basically, I actually got this made by Be Loving and Friends and Katie. I'm actually going to put their information below. But you guys can check me out on IG at Queen Prodigy 0369 and hit me up at Queen Prodigy 369 at Gmail for any consultations if need be. Information for private sessions will be in the description below, and you can definitely support through Cashapp at Queen Prodigy 369 and also through PayPal, Zelle, Google Pay through Queen Prodigy 369 at Gmail. Quick plug. I appreciate y'all's support, sincerely. So let me just put, I just want to see if we can just kind of focus on something else as well. I just want to see if he has any specific messages to, pertaining to, like, again, to Vanessa, but he's also bringing something else up as well. And he's kind of showing me that certain people in his family, and this is something that I was like, I don't know if I should get into this or not, because it's very sentimental and sensitive. He's showing me like, this is like door to spirit, saying that this is like a new circumstance that's coming in, and I think that this is in reference to his parents. And he's saying the best way to kind of describe this is, okay, he understands like the sufferings and the different things that they are going through, but to do anything to benefit off of what they're attempting to do to gain anything, it's like, please don't. Like, that's all I keep hearing. It's like, please don't do this. Like a book or trying to do anything to create any type of stress towards his wife. This would just hurt him tremendously for anybody to try to fight or to try to do anything in regards to that. He's made it very clear. He's made certain aspects very clear, and he understands their own personal sufferings and wants to commemorate, their son or whatever, but he just keeps saying, please don't. Just please don't. Don't do it. Please don't do it. I don't know. I need to say that. So, let's see. Does Kobe have a will? I can ask and see if anything was drafted, but I would assume that if you've been married to someone for, I don't even know how long they've been married for like, what, 19 years in the state of California, I believe that if you're married to someone for 10 years, like, your wife automatically takes power of attorney in the state of California anyway. I think that's how that works. Or if you've lived with someone for 10 years or something like that, they become like a legal spouse or are considered like a wife or something like that. I can't remember. Not too sure how it works out there, but I know it's like 10 years for something. He seems to be very comfortable with letting it be known, like, anything in reference to what he's left her, he's like, I left her everything. Cornucopia is saying, this is my other half. So it's showing me the number 2. Cornucopia is like, yeah, I've blessed her with everything. I chose her, basically. And again, she's wanting dreams, wanting to connect, and he's saying it will happen. This will happen. And he's indicating that it's important for her to be around, good friends. There are good friends that check up on her and that really support her. And he's grateful to them, for really looking out for her, kind of like being there around the clock to help her with this process. He does feel that like there's just certain aspects of different blockages that, she may have to deal with pertaining to the second chakra. And this is like primarily, just very much missing him on a very personal level. And, but he's like doing everything that he can to just help her with any personal struggles with this, okay? I'm not going to say too much, but he doesn't want me to say too much about that. Again, he's showing me that he will reach out in a dream. Look at that, victory card. Rest and rejuvenation. I will reach out in a dream. It won't be successful, and she will appreciate it. And that's what he is saying to her, basically. That's what he's saying to her. We will communicate in a dream. We will find other ways to communicate in a dream. Let's see. I'm sorry. Just give me a second. It's so much to read sometimes. I'm just going to move on to the questions pertaining to what you all are asking. I'm not going to read anything else pertaining to anybody else if it's not talking about the subject at hand. So that's how I'm doing it. How is Gigi? Is what someone else is saying. I really, and this is the thing, I kind of find it like, I get a little nervous about like trying to focus on children and things like that. Because, she is a baby. But I'm just going to turn over a few cards. And I'm not going to get into too much, okay? So, wow. Okay. She's coming up perfectly, just all the way out. I guess this is her right here. Very intellectual. And she's like, I'm fine. Angel of love. She's putting out angel of love. With time, everything heals with time. Be patient. Angel of love, wanting to connect and be connected to. And I think she's kind of showing me this as like her dad, because like she's showing me that like as a suit, like wanting to still be connected to him on an intellectual level. They're both very much alike. But she's like, I'm with dad. I'm okay. We're fine. I'm going to leave it at that. These cards don't play, man. I love my deck. I really do. I love my deck. They be doing the things. I'm sorry. I'm just like scrolling through. How's Natalia doing? I know Capri. Yeah, it's too young. I don't know Natalia's birthday. I'm not too sure of her birthday. I don't know how old she is, and I'm not too sure when her birthday is, unfortunately. All I can do is just kind of shuffle and see what comes up, and I'm just going to turn over 3 cards again. Very sensitive. Don't want to focus on children too much, because it's a highly sensitive situation. You know what I mean? Like, adults, I have no problem with. Children, it's a little different, so I'm only doing 3 cards for that. I think that she is going through, like, it's showing me the 6 of Wands. Usually it means, like, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm hanging in there. Taking time to myself, processing. strength card, staying strong, doing her best to stay strong, probably for herself, her mom, and the 2 babies. That's all she's focused on. Stay strong. Let me just stay strong, because I know this is what Dad and Gigi would do. I know that they're okay. They seem to be like, it seems, like I said, it's a you know, very interesting dynamic, because it seems like, you know, she's like moving into just taking on responsibilities and just being, you know, just being there. You know what I mean? Like being a responsible girl, just being a very responsible girl. And, like, okay, I'm not going to question, you know, anything. I'm just going to do what my mom tells me to do. I'm just going to use my judgment the best way that I know how to use it when it comes down to helping my family. And that's her focus right now. And it's good. That's a very wonderful trait. She just seems to be very much focused on, you know, just being there, you know, doing her best to be there. There's a lot of earth in that family. If she's a Capricorn and Kobe's a Virgo, and then you got 2 Taurus girls too. I don't know about the babies or whatever, but I think one of them is a Cancer or Leo. I can't remember, but yeah, it's a lot of earth. It's a lot of earth energy in that house. So that, you know, just shows how grounded and, you know, grounded they are, you know, together. And I find that to be beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, like how supportive they are, basically. I don't know if I can see the question. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. I think that they're, like I said, just coping with it, doing what they can, basically. Everybody's like focused on doing what they can for each other. And I feel like it's a situation to where if they are around energy or anything like that, it's like they have like their little special ways of showing people that they're around. But it's primarily towards family. Like it's more so towards immediate family, just focusing on immediate family. Will Vanessa get justice for the fire department or whoever? Yeah, absolutely. There's no question about that. She is going to raise havoc, and I'm just going to say this as well. I hope that she goes through the process of raising nothing but poised hell, okay? And when I say that, I mean that in the most polite way possible. Because no one understands the sufferings of what, you know, someone is going through behind closed doors. And again, he is talking to her. Look at this. This is crazy. So here we go. I have Kobe in the center. This is like the last thing that I'm going to say. Because somebody was asking, will she receive victory? So he's like, if my wife is working in the physical, I'm working in the spiritual. Magician in the mirror. I'm mirroring with my wife to work with my wife 100% all the way through. For people that are deceiving, trying to make money off of my name or any situations to hurt my family, this will be a financial fail, and they're going to regret that they've ever taken that action against myself or my family, basically. They have nothing to gain is what they're showing me. He's placing door to value in the situation. This is going to be a very short win for people that think that they can try to manipulate in the media to just tarnish who he is as a person. Here we go. His wife came up again, showing me that the community will be 100% behind her, and this will be victorious for her. Last card, Archangel Gabriel. This is her, like him speaking to his wife, like all of the love that you think that is gone, it's still here, and it will definitely give you peace of mind and show you that everything will be okay. It's going to take time. There's going to be a lot of different things that she is going through personally, regardless of if it's the helicopter, regardless of whatever the situation is, she will be victorious, period. Whatever you guys are asking, she will be victorious at this. This will give her a bit more comfort and rest. And this is going to take time, is what he's saying. And he's kind of showing me two things, a couple of cards that I'm going to end this on. It's showing me the Sun card and Archangel Raphael. This is basically saying, feel me through the heart chakra. I love you. Like, I love you. The Sun card is more so focused on children. Okay. I'm not going to say too much about this, but I think that she knows that there's something that she's keeping to herself, and he wants that respect and privacy. So I'm not going to say too much, but the Sun card is usually focused on babies, children, happiness, love, family. He's always there. This is the message. This is what he wants to end it off with, is that he loves her very much and he loves his children very much. And that's how I'm going to end this. So thank you guys so much for joining. I will have a couple of different readings that will come up very soon. I just wanted to kind of touch base on this, and I'm happy that we can end this on a positive note. And thank you to Kobe. Thank you, and send prayers to Vanessa, send prayers to the family. And I hope that they find peace. I hope that they find that true rest and rejuvenation, and that they find an aspect of finding a way to speak to each other and talk to one another through their love, through their pure love. And she will get there. She needs patience. Give it time, girl. Give it time. So thank you so much. Have a blessed day.